Okay, trivia time. Time is on the clock. Name 5 things that automatically come to mind when thinking about wealth management or financial advisors. Ready? Go.
That's easy. Bored, painful, rather listen to my in-laws, numbers.
Almost there.
Torture?
We have a winner. Let's tell him what he's won. You've won the PennyWise Financial Podcast. Yes, it's a financial show, but we talk to you like human beings talk. Sure, we do the traditional retirement planning and money management, but we also help plan for other decisions, like buying a car, selling a home, buying vacation properties, or selling a business. We're more than financial advisors to you. PennyWise Financial, brought to you by Monarch Wealth Management. This is PennyWise Financial, and this is Constantine Kitrinos and David Georgiev.
All right, welcome to this episode of PennyWise Financial Podcast. Constantine here with Monarch Wealth Management. And today we've got a couple of special guests. I call them my brother-in-laws, Chef Joe Gianvecchio and Matt Gianvecchio. My son, Sebastian, calls them Uncle Joe and Uncle Matt. But today we're going to talk about Sapori. So why don't we start with Matt? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into the business?
Sure. As you said, we're brother-in-laws, right? We also grew up together playing backyard football since kindergarten. So been around cons for a long time. So we got started with Sapori about 7 years ago now. Started off in 2013, me and my brother Joe. We just decided we wanted to do something, start a little small cafe, and build it up to a nice catering company, and voila! 7 years later, we're cranking along pretty good. I also, have a second job, if you could call it. I'm in work in finance, so it fits right in with what we do. I handle all the back of the office stuff, do the books, payroll, invoicing, stuff like that. And Joe, my brother Joe, is the chef of the family, and he comes up with all the great recipes.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Joe, why don't you talk a little bit about your background and how in the startup of this?
Yeah, of course. Cons, thanks again for having us on this show you got going here for Monarch. Like Matt said, we've known Cons for years, go way back to him and his family grew up in the neighborhood like right behind ours. So we've known him since, like Matt said, well, maybe not kindergarten for me, but I think at least elementary school, right?
Yeah,
elementary, right?
In third grade.
Yeah, but fast forward, Cons is now our brother-in-law. We both have our own, businesses. Cons has the financial planning company with his friend Dave, and we actually, do some stuff with them. But yeah, like Matt said, we've been at Sapori around going on 7 years now. We actually started with catering and then transitioned into the cafe. Matt said it backwards initially. But now we've built up both, and we came into a little hiccup recently, obviously with the whole, COVID-19 thing and all the shutdowns. So our business has definitely been affected since then. But we've been going back at it about a month now and just trying to transition into like all curbside takeout, and we just started doing delivery. And we also started our own pilot line of gourmet sauces, which was kind of like a perfect timing and perfect platform to launch that for people that are, cooking at home now more often. Yeah, so we got that going as well.
So you guys got a lot of irons in the fire. You mentioned, so you got the coffee shop, which is Sapori Cafe. It's downtown in the Powers building.
Yep. We mainly do breakfast, lunch. We do some, we serve like locally roasted coffee and sell like espresso drinks with Vaza. But mainly people come for the food. We get normally, but before the whole shutdown happened, when downtown was, live, we would be very busy for lunch. We'd get a huge lunch rush during the week, and that was great. And it's starting to pick back up again once things start opening back up slowly. And then the catering thing's been great too, but that also took a hit since they canceled all of the bigger events. So most of the stuff we had lined up throughout the summer, the weddings and the bigger things, all canceled up through the end of July, which sucked. Yeah.
Big hit.
What can you do?
So stepping back, like where did the hospitality, where did the break come from you guys? I mean, knowing each other as kids, I mean, my parents had small Greek diners, go figure. But What's the tie-in to the family with the background? Was it your dad? Was it your grandfather? Was it a cousin, uncle? Like how did you guys, like, what was the desire to open a restaurant?
My dad, it was always my dad's dream to,
we were always
start a restaurant. Yeah. And
so
back,
he actually opened up a restaurant going way back to like the mid 90s with his nephews for Telly's. That's actually still open. And then fast forward, I don't know, about 5-10 years, he branched off and did Domenico's in Henrietta, which was another Italian restaurant. And that was in operation for about 10 years as well. And then my dad wanted to retire, and everyone else kind of lost interest.
Started getting married, having kids.
Started getting married, So I mean, it kind of just. But I still wanted to stay in the business, so I ended up going to culinary school.
It's a tough business. It's a tough business.
Very tough.
You're working weekends. You're working holidays. You're working some of the best times that you want to take off. You guys know I worked in the casinos, and some of those same days were the busiest days for us. New Year's Eve, Mother's Day, brunches, and I was part of that. I was an employee there at Domenico's.
Yep.
And
I
mean, it's
that's
definitely
right. You
still
worked.
talked about.
You bartended for us too back in the day. I forgot to mention that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why we always said if we ever get back into it, it's going to be not in the full service restaurant arena, and we just kept it small. Started with catering, like Joe said, and
it's a lot more flexible.
Yep, a lot more. We're open 7:30 to 2:30 Monday through Friday, and then we're free for catering.
It kind of goes along with the building hours because the building is only open during the week until 7, and after 5 o'clock, downtown pretty much just dies down. So at the cafe, we just do breakfast, lunch during the week. And that frees us up to do bigger events on the weekends.
Yeah, I remember I used to work at the Chase Tower for a little bit. I had a little stint there, and we would always go out for lunch and kind of walk around. But back in the day, I mean, downtown was really, really hopping compared to what it is. It's nothing. It's like a ghost town now.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to come back. I mean, our building, it's pretty much occupied. It's mostly lawyers in our building. But as far as living, like during the work week, it's pretty busy. I mean, compared to like other bigger cities, not even close. But yeah, I mean, we get pretty busy for lunch, and then we were able to close all the major holidays, nights, and weekends because, like you said, it's a ghost town those times downtown. Yep. So we were able to close, and then it frees us up to do other stuff, festivals, whatever.
So pre-COVID, what are your hours during the week? Like, what kind of operations are you guys running?
We do breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 2:30 at the cafe.
I'm usually a visitor in the lunch, like passing through. If I've got clients out on the west side, kind of like a midpoint for us, just before I hit Brighton at our main office. So I'll pop in for lunch and pack on a couple of pounds before I head back.
Yeah, I mean, we actually, believe it or not, we get a lot of people that come from like surrounding buildings and just to come there to like have meetings and stuff because the atrium is a pretty cool spot, especially in the winter time. You can't be outside.
And I like that parking lot. What is that? The 5 Sisters, 10 Sisters garage, 8 Sisters? I don't know how many sisters.
Yeah. Cities.
Yeah.
Is
that what it's called?
The 3 Sisters, the ice cream
shop.
Yeah. Sister City parking garage. It's attached to the Powers building, and then like you could park on the 3rd level and walk right into the building, into the atrium.
Beautiful.
And like I said, the building is really cool because it's an old historic building. It's built in like the 1860s, I believe. But it's got a lot of character, and the atrium I think was redone in the 80s. But it's a 9-story atrium, so it looks like you're outside, but you're actually inside. And it's just a cool spot for the cafe, which we kind of lucked out getting that spot.
Yeah, perfect storm because we're in the office building. I think the building before COVID was at 85% capacity. So it's almost a guaranteed, flow of customers.
Yep, and now we get foot traffic because of the fact that it's attached to the parking garage. So people that work at the courts or the county building or city hall have to walk through the atrium by the cafe to get down to the garage. So we actually we don't have a storefront because we're in the atrium area, but we actually still get foot traffic, which is good for a lot.
Beautiful. So we know your background. We know where you guys are. We know your operation. We know a little bit more about you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the next segment. Looking for a cafe that serves up gourmet breakfast and lunch fare, including homemade soups, salads, paninis, pastas, fresh pastries, and daily specialties that are out of this world? How about locally roasted gourmet coffee and artisan soft drinks? We're not talking Mom's Folgers. These beans have some serious flavor and plenty of octane. Visit Sapori Cafe in the Powers Building. That's 16 West Main Street and get your fill. No time to stop in for a bite? How about taking your private event to the next level? Sapori's full-service catering, offered by Chef Joe and Matt, gives you exactly what you deserve. Fully staffed events or just a simple drop-off service? Not a problem. Want to add some Sapori to your corporate event, fundraiser, shower, rehearsal dinner, or just about any other event? Sapori means flavors in Italian, and that's exactly what they'll deliver. Visit Sapori-Rochester.com or call 325-3507 to talk to Chef Joe. That's Sapori-Rochester.com or 325-3507.
This is PennyWise Financial, and this is Constantine Kitrinos and David Georgiev.
All right, welcome back to the second segment of PennyWise Financial Podcast. We've got Chef Joseph Gianvecchio and Matt Gianvecchio here from Sapori Cafe and Catering, and so much more.
Hello.
Guys, again, thanks for coming on the show. We talked a little bit about your background, how you got into the business. We know where you are and how to find you. We know the operation you're running. Now, I want to tie this into the investment piece because we work with a lot of small to mid-sized companies that are local that are being affected by COVID. But we also have clients, both retail and institutional, that invest in small to mid-cap companies. There's this looming concern that there's going to be issues with small companies. They're waiting for some kind of relief, whether it be from the government, stimulus, you name it, to kind of help set a prop, a backstop for them. It's tough for small to mid-sized companies that don't have the cash laying around waiting for this help. Well, they're shut down. They have no revenue coming in. I want to talk specifically about what you guys have done as far as adapting the company to get ready for this, and how has it changed the company as a whole?
On just dealing with the decline in revenue and the decline of business, because most of the offices and courts and, like I said, the government buildings are all shut down currently. Still, there is some still offices operating out of our building. A lot of them are operating from home, a lot of the attorneys. But we still, since we opened, we've been going on about a month now, and we had to switch from dine-in to just straight up takeout and curbside pickup.
So when did you guys start? Like, when did you guys shut down operation? Was it the mid-March?
We shut down, I think it was March 15th.
It was St. Patrick's Day was our last day.
Yep, that was the last day. Because we didn't know what to expect at the time then. I mean, we didn't know. So, plus all the people were starting to work from home. So the office was just basically emptied out. Yeah. So we figured we would, hold off on operations just to kind of see what was going on. I was thinking it was going to be a few weeks at first. A few weeks turned into a month. It ended up being closed for a month. And then I couldn't wait to go back to work. So I said, well, let's just open back up. We'll do takeout. We'll do curbside. We'll throw in some delivery. And then it was like I said before, it was a good timing, good opportunity to launch the sauce line, because a lot of people were home in isolation cooking. So it was just another way for us, get our brand out there and get the sauce line going. So right now we're just doing that part just through the cafe. We're going to do it slow. We're going to start implementing shipping, I think, hopefully by next week. We've been just kind of waiting on a few things for that as far as how we're going to do it. We just started doing delivery today, so that's helped a lot. And then the curbside aspect is nice, because then people have to worry about parking, because there's not a lot of parking downtown. So they can just pull up, they call, and it's all done through our online platform, which is also new.
How does that work? I right now I want to grab a lunch. I pop onto your website or? Yep.
So there's a hyperlink right on our website, Sapori-Rochester.com. And then every day I post on social media what the specials are for the week. And then there's a hyperlink in that post as well. That'll take you directly to our online.
Beautiful.
And then Matt sends out an email blast every morning to our we have like a database of customers regulars that come repeat. So we send them the specials every day along with that link. So you just click the link, it'll take you right there, and you could order everything right online. The sauce, the daily specials, and our regular lunch menu. And then we just started selling again, because we stopped for a little bit from when we closed down, but we're selling CBD products. Our friend's company. Is Bobby your cousin, or is he just like a distant?
We call them cousins, but families are very good, very close, grew up together.
Yeah,
but technically not a cousin, but we call them cousins.
Bad Drip, it was the e-juice company, and then that's available for curbside, takeout, and now delivery.
So are your hours normal hours, or are they different?
A little different, because of like everything's kind of we kind of scratched breakfast,
right?
The breakfast hours, because we don't have the traffic of people coming in for quick breakfast sandwiches and coffee now. But we do offer some of the breakfast items during lunch, like the omelet special and the breakfast sandwich. But Right now our hours are Monday through Thursday, 11 to 3. And then Friday, we're doing extended hours for people that want to get some dinner stuff. So that's 11 to 6. But
Nice.
with the way the online ordering platform works is that you could only order, so we close at 6, you could only order online up till 5:30, just to give us a half hour to prepare, whatever you order. So same thing with when we close earlier. We close at 3, we serve up till 3, but the online stops at around 2:30. It won't let you place orders after 2:30.
So what are you guys thinking? Like, is there a lot of people back in the building, the downtown?
It's starting to come back, yeah. Gradually, more and more people are coming back because I think all that will be in like phase 2. Or honestly, I haven't even really been following the phases. I just want things to go back to normal as soon as possible. You know what I mean?
Cons, to answer your initial question, since we've struggled with revenue drops, right, because of COVID, we need to be more conscious of how we're spending our dollars, right? So in order to save money, where like Joe said, we've cut out basically breakfast. We've cut out some of the items on our menu that, were not as popular. So we kind of limited it down to our most popular items that people buy.
Well, we're still rolling with the same
menu. We've cut out some stuff that we don't have.
Well,
right.
We might have to start doing that because the price of, like, say, ground beef.
Ground beef, yep.
It's, what is it, like almost $8 a pound?
Last time I bought it was $7 something a pound.
So it used to be like, we used to get it for like $1, like low $1 something, like low $1.20 or something.
Wait a minute.
Like,
so you're saying,
it went up like crazy.
It went from $1.50 or so a pound to $8?
$1.20 something, yeah. Because we use it for our chili, our smoked Southwest chili that we
meatballs.
Sell a ton of. Yep, our meatball panini. So there's some things on there that we may, until things go back to normal, just cut out. But we're still kind of just gauging everything. Well, yeah, things like that. Like a lot of stuff has gone up and it's harder to get now. The access,
the food supply,
the supply chain. That's what I was trying to say.
I mean, even when I go to the store, when I go to Wegmans, I mean, depending on which area I'm in. Now, if I go to Canandaigua Wegmans, there's a surplus of everything. I don't know if I want to broadcast that, but when we go there, when we're out in Canandaigua, there's plenty of meat, there's plenty of eggs, bread. When I go to the one out here in Perrington, it's bare. It's been bare. I haven't been. We try to do it every couple of weeks, but you guys got to feel that too, right?
Yeah, in the beginning, people were going crazy because they didn't know what to expect. So everyone was hoarding and over buying things, and it was that's why the shelves were empty because people were stocking up like crazy on things, thinking that it's never going to be available again, and it was harder, to get stuff, and that's what drives the price up.
Do you guys offer any? I don't even know if they taste good. I'm thinking like from a stock standpoint. I know Beyond Meat is one of the companies that comes up for a beef alternative. Do they even taste good? I have no idea.
Oh, the Impossible.
I've never tried it.
The Impossible brand, like yep. I have not. I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, but I've heard it was good from people that I know that have tried it. I would try it just to say I tried it to compare, but I haven't tried anything like that.
I don't know how healthy
we
they are.
Offer some vegetarian stuff. We offer like gluten-free wraps. Like you get any salad, panini, or a cold sandwich in a wrap also, and a gluten-free wheat or white. So it gives people the option there. They have dietary restrictions, and we have like a grilled portobello mushroom instead of getting grilled chicken or BLT or something. We have vegetarian and vegan options as well.
I don't know. I would try it, I guess. I mean, if there's going to be a beef shortage, but with that, let's take.
I don't know if there's a shortage. It's just the price of it is like just skyrocketed literally in the past couple weeks.
That's nuts.
Because there is a shortage. The stock of it is down because of the processing plants have been closing because of COVID. So there is a shortage. So
the supply chain. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I go shopping like the past couple of weeks, I haven't been able to get any ground beef because it's been empty.
But people were also hoarding that stuff too at the store. Like one week there was a guy that loaded up his cart with chicken breast because that was starting to become scarce. So they got nervous thinking they're not going to be able to get chicken, and he had like 20 cases of chicken. Mm-hmm. So that that affects the supply also, in addition to it not even being available. to begin with.
So back to your initial question, Cons, about, how we've been impacted COVID from a financial standpoint. Of course, with our revenue being cut, right, maybe a third of where we used to be, we have to be more conscious of how we've been spending our money. The first thing we've done is we've basically cut out our supplier, right, the big supply chain. So instead of ordering from one of the big suppliers, we do our shopping ourselves. So we get our list, we go out, and we basically shop, and we try and find the best deals that we can to save $1 here or there. Also, we've as Joe mentioned earlier, we've cut out a few of our items that we don't sell much of, breakfast, and just to try and limit the supplies we need to buy for it,
and the food costs down, basically.
Keep the food costs down.
Yep.
And then as far as employees, we have pretty much all our employees still working. Their hours aren't the same.
For a shift, on a busy day we would have 5. We're down to just operating with 3.
Yep.
And
so we're basically keeping enough staff on just to get us through. We're not overstaffing. Right. We have to manage our payroll. It's a big part of it, of our cost. So
the payroll, by doing that, we were able to reduce the payroll by almost half per day, but we still are employing everyone that used to work there.
Yep.
Almost everyone. It's minus a few people.
Yep.
But
so that's good. You guys are keeping most of the staff that you can.
Right.
Correct.
Well, I think this is a good point to take a quick break, and we'll come back with the last segment of our show. Looking for a cafe that serves up gourmet breakfast and lunch fare, including homemade soups, salads, paninis, pastas, fresh pastries, and daily specialties that are out of this world? How about locally roasted gourmet coffee and artisan soft drinks? We're not talking Mom's Folgers. These beans have some serious flavor and plenty of octane. Visit Sapori Cafe in the Powers Building. That's 16 West Main Street, and get your fill. No time to stop in for a bite? How about taking your private event to the next level? Sapori's full-service catering, offered by Chef Joe and Matt, gives you exactly what you deserve. Fully staffed events or just a simple drop-off service? Not a problem. Want to add some Sapori to your corporate event, fundraiser, shower, rehearsal dinner, or just about any other event? Sapori means flavors in Italian, and that's exactly what they'll deliver. Visit Sapori-Rochester.com or call 325-3507 to talk to Chef Joe. That's Sapori-Rochester.com or 325-3507.
This is PennyWise Financial, and this is Constantine Kitrinos and David Georgiev.
Okay, welcome back to the final segment of PennyWise Financial Podcast. Constantine here with Monarch Wealth Management. My two guests today, Chef Joe Gianvecchio and Matt Gianvecchio. I know in this last segment I wanted to talk about a few things, any latest developments that you guys have with the company. I know there's a few exciting things you have going on. I'd love for you guys to share.
I mean, aside from the us reopening the cafe, doing the curbside, the pickup window, and the now delivery, we just also recently implemented our pilot line of gourmet sauces that's available through the cafe for the time being. Once we start working with our manufacturer, we want to start going to the next level with the whole project. Yeah, then we could start marketing to like more delis and more local stores. Ultimately, hopefully, eventually be getting into Wegmans. That would help us a lot. It's the goal. But we're starting slow. Just to kind of get the name out there.
Tell me about the sauce line. How many different versions do you have? What are the flavors you have right now?
We're started with just 3. We're doing our Frenchese. It's the French sauce. We're doing a creamy scampi, and we're doing our San Marzano Pomodoro sauce.
Bam.
To start.
I got all 3. I got all 3 guys.
And then I eventually want to work in creamy vodka and maybe some of our soups and chili eventually. But we're just starting with 3 small, just doing it online. We're going to be allowing shipping soon, which will help people that, can't come in to get it.
How are you guys doing the shipping? Is there a vendor that will take care of distribution for you, or?
That's what the holdup is till we get an actual something that's more a method of shipping that's more cost effective for us and the customers. We don't have to charge them a ton of money for shipping.
Right.
And I'm working with someone right now who he was also a neighbor, Jason Hammeridge. He's doing some consulting on because for just the packaging and our shipping methods and just everything that'll have to do with bringing our costs down and making it easier for us and the customer. So that's what we're working on. That's why we haven't gone live with it yet, I want to make sure we have enough inventory and we have our processes down first before we launch that.
Still
and
amazes
like Joe
me.
said earlier, we're waiting. We're going to be working with a manufacturer to mass produce it. So right now we could only do small batches at a time. So once we get our manufacturer up and running with our stuff, we'll have the quantities available and we'll be able to market it much more and push the product out. Like you said, maybe hopefully to Wegmans, delis, other grocery stores, small mom and pop shops. So that's the plan.
We've done a couple dial-in batches, just trial runs with Permac out in Bergen. And then recently, Paul Guglielmo, who owns the Guglielmo Sauce Company, just recently purchased the Permac, the whole company from them. So he's going to be taking over operations. Yeah.
Is he keeping the name Permac, or is he changing it?
I think he might be changing it, but they're in the process of building a brand new facility that can accommodate a lot more output. So we're waiting for that to get up and running before we start going, to the next level with it and working with Paulie on getting it,
Well, I'll definitely keep a watch for that because I got my hands on each of those sauces you have, and they're real good. And then when you get to producing at a bigger volume, it's got to be a challenge to get that same consistency to make sure
quality,
there, right? Isn't that the big challenge?
And that's another thing. We're not in any rush with it, so I don't want to start master distributing it until we have it down perfect, the way we want it.
Right.
Because what's the use of rushing it and having the product be not where we want it to be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that'll just make us look bad. The whole point of it is to put our brand out there so people can try it, and they can try the quality of food that we offer, like at the cafe and then for our catering events and weddings and things. But it just makes cooking at home a lot easier. There's really not many products out there where you could get a good quality product. Like say if you wanted chicken French, you don't have to go out and spend $30 at the restaurant. You can make it at home now.
And I could tell you, I'm no good in the kitchen, and we had it the other night, and it was phenomenal. I'll have a review post for sure with pictures because I had a lot of fun with it. And I don't know what I'm doing in the kitchen, but it was good.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing filming some instructional videos on how to do it's very easy stuff. But we're gonna have a couple of some recipe ideas posted for the French sauce because you don't have to just use it for chicken French. You can use it for seafood and other things, but we'll have some ideas posted on the website of, other applications for the sauce.
A good example of another use of it is we collaborate with Costanza's Meat Market out in Webster. Yep. And we do a version of our French sauce that they use to produce a chicken and artichoke French sausage.
Yep, it's a chicken sausage with chopped artichoke hearts, and then our sauce is infused in when they mix the meat. Sausage. Yep. So it's sweet. It's got a lot of flavor. But yeah, they sell it at their store, and then we have been running it as a special at the cafe. That's also on the menu as well. But yeah, it's just a way to get the brand out there and kind of promote and collaborate with other popular companies.
Local businesses, yeah.
Yep.
Talking about promotions and collaborations, I know I've seen you guys at all the big events, so your Park Ave, East End, all that stuff. I imagine everything is shut down indefinitely. Are there any events or
the summer's pretty much shot as far as festivals go.
Yeah.
Park Ave is shut down, Lilac, everything. Jazz Fest we were going to do this year. Nope. So yeah, basically 2020 is pretty much squashed as far as the summer festivals go and big events, weddings, things like that. But we might be possibly doing a collaboration with the company, the Carlson, which we do a lot of catering for them normally before this whole thing happened for their private parties. They've been doing this parking lot, almost like a drive-in theater for movies, but they're doing they have a comedy stage. And coming up, we might be doing the food vending for that, where we would actually drive or walk or have one of our servers on roller skates.
Rollerblade?
We might be doing garbage plates. It's not 100% yet. We're just waiting on a few things, but that's next week. And they actually have a headliner now, which will draw more people. Their first show they had almost 100 cars, I guess. And there was no, now there's a headliner, so I'm assuming there's going to be even more people. And then they donate a portion of the proceeds to local charities, the YMCA and a couple other ones, I think, for this one. But if we do the food, it'll be just another way to kind of vend, sort of like concessions sort of thing. Just a way to,
get your name out
expand
there,
our operation. Yeah. And get our name out, like you said, collaboration thing with other companies and is just good for promotion and good for helping out local businesses.
We've all been homebound for a while. I mean, I know we want to get out. My son wants to get out. We're looking forward to warmer weather and things to do that's still safe. And depending on how these phases roll out, I'm curious to see what happens. I'm really optimistic. I hope that things get better soon for all of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Closing comments. Anything that people should know? Is there one thing about you guys that we should know that maybe people it's not so well known right now that you might want to share with us? Anything at all? Funny or otherwise, it could be.
I think just for the most part, I mean, we've been in business almost like we said, 7
years now. Yeah.
There's still a lot of people that don't know we exist. We don't do a ton of like commercial advertising. Most of our advertising and promotion is done through free mediums like social media, Facebook, Instagram, things like this, collaborating with other people. So there's probably still a lot of people that don't even know we exist, especially the sauce line. That's brand new. So that's something we're trying to get, more exposure on. But yeah, I would say everything. I mean, the cafe is pretty much tapped out unless we did another location. There's only so much we could do out of that spot. And when things were normal, we were popping. Yeah. Catering is something I wanted to expand on, get more bigger weddings, things like that. Possibly an event venue eventually. And then also get the sauce line going. That's something we're working on to get, more exposure on and reach a broader audience.
I like that. Local guys, local business, family-owned, family-run. If you don't know this company, if you don't know these guys, check out Sapori-Rochester.com. Is that right?
Correct.
That's a website. And what's the best way? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with COVID. If people want to look at booking a private party, or we use you for, obviously, some of our corporate events, a lot of our clients.
That's another, I forgot to mention that earlier. We're also offering catering planner and pans because we can't do like big events.
Right.
So people can do like, they could pre-order like family style catering pans, pastas, hors d'oeuvres, so like chicken French, like some of our specialties. I put on like a short rib, but all that can be accessed through our social media pages and our website and our online store.
So
the best person to contact would be either email me or send me a message on social media, Instagram or Facebook, or text my phone.
Okay. What's your number where people text you?
Cell number is 704 area code 585-704-7291. It's my cell number. It's Joe at Sapori-Rochester.com.
Perfect. Well, guys, I think that wraps up the show. I like what you're doing. I like your diversification. You got 3 lines of 3 sources of income. Your catering, you got the cafe, and then the new line of sauces, and then all that collaboration with different companies. Love what you're doing. I call these guys my brother-in-laws. They're great guys. Great company. Sapori Cafe. Check them out online, Facebook, on Instagram. And thanks again. Thanks for
having us, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You've been listening to PennyWise Financial, brought to you by Monarch Wealth Management. Constantine and David really care about their clients. They want to make sure you're happy, so you'll continue to hire them. There's no commitments, and clients are free to leave whenever they want. Think about being able to pick up the phone and call someone for guidance and advice on almost anything, from buying a car, selling a home, buying vacation properties, or even selling a business. Reach out on the website at monarchwealthmanagement.com. There are 2 offices in Rochester and 2 offices in Buffalo. Reach out to us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, or call us toll-free at 800-480-1580. That's 800-480-1580. Until next time, this is PennyWise Financial, signing off.
The opinions voiced in this program are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, and financial advisor or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA and SIPC.